right, ladies and jelly spoons, we are live from Chicago Expo, doing something different here, utilizing the webcam from my laptop as well as these earbuds as a microphone. So I do not know how the video or the audio is going to sound on your end. I did like a little recording and it sounded like it was going to be okay, and video is going to be plenty for what you need to see, which is just me. Going on, Jay? Good enough? It's fine? All right. Has everyone seen the new Elvira? Anybody here? Yeah, there's some people here. They're coming in. We'll probably get even some individuals that are on the bus en route to Stern right now to check out their new factory. If you are on the bus right now watching me, let me know in chat. I'm kind of curious. And be sure to tell the guys there at the factory I said hi. What is the labyrinth reveal? So noon is where everybody, including myself, are going to be able to go into the actual expo floor. So noon, 12 o'clock. So right now it's 10 o'clock. So 2 more hours. Then we'll get to peruse the entire showroom floor and see what's going on. When can I stream from live at the show? Now, my plan is, and that's one of the things that we're going to go over, is basically what my plan is when it comes to recording and filming at this expo, at least for today. So when it comes to seminars and everything, I'll look at it again just to be sure. But I took a picture of the entire expo event. So today I'm looking at it. You've got the big thing, which is the Stern factory tour. And then it goes over the flip out tournament stuff, and the event hall opens at noon. To the right and up, it's causing bad lens flare. Let me see if I can. Let's do something like that. How about, or maybe just out of frame entirely. I had to close the curtains because I got way too much backlighting. So maybe just having it out of the camera entirely like that will work out. Much better? Okay. Mucho mejor. All right. Here we go. So as far as going over like things that I need to go to, I'm currently not seeing anything. I mean, there's plenty of things of you guys that are at the show. I'm not going to tell you not to go to, but for me, I'm not seeing anything. So today for me is gonna kind of open. I'm going to be going to the Galloping Ghosts arcade. I'll probably do a live session there, maybe. We'll see. But the plan is around or at noon, I'll probably go live right as I'm walking into the show for the first time. So we're going to experience the show for the first time together. So now normally I'd walk around and you'd say, "Hey, where's this machine at? Where is this particular vendor at?" And I would be like, "Oh yeah, they're over here." But since I didn't have early access, I don't know anything about what's going on in the show. So we're going to be exploring and learning this whole layout together, guys. Good morning, Louie. What time will JJP do their reveal? I'm honestly surprised they haven't done it already. And we can just check right now. I mean, they've got their big, where is it at? They've got a section today that's going to be going over their stuff. I just can't, for the life of me, figure out where it's at. Their seaside viz down. That's all together out there. They said 12 o'clock Eastern today is the reveal. Like, yeah, it's definitely going to be today. 12 o'clock Eastern, that would mean it would be, yeah, 11 for us. So here in another hour. So With that being said, the plan for today, that was one of the talking points, was that I was going to be going live at the same time the show opens up, and we'll get to walk around and peruse the vendors and where all the games and layouts are together. It'll be a first time for me, be a first time for you. So that's that. Then Elvira was officially revealed to everybody an hour ago, and I watched the trailer, and I've got the images and everything right in front of me. And with the way I'm doing this live session, guys, I can't like show you my screen and stuff like that, or can I? I have never done it this way before. That's what she said. Here we go. Yeah, I can't share the screen that I'm aware of. So, as in her, the John Wicker. Yeah, John Wickramer's been out for a while now. So Elvira, my thoughts are after looking at the video and looking at the images, if I were to own an Elvira, this is the version that I would want. It's cheaper than the 40th, that's for damn sure. It looks pretty. It's a lot better than I thought it was going to look, honestly. So take that for what it's worth. Is that if I were to get one, which I'm not, but if I were to get one and they lined up all the versions of the Elviras, like this is all the ones, this is the version that I would want. As for those of you out there that have Elviras and know them very well, is there anything other than aesthetics that is different on this particular model? Aside from price, yeah. I mean, like hardware wise, have they added or changed any of the mechs or anything like that? I don't. It doesn't look like they're showing off anything other than just the fact that it's a different aesthetic. How many Stern Elviras can they release? Well, wait and see. I'm pretty sure we probably got another version down the road or two. They're gonna milk this damn license for all they've got. Yeah, imagine how the originals feel. I mean, but they got it for a lot cheaper. So yeah, the pin blade, the art blades are different, but the game hardware and all that kind of stuff like that is the same. I wonder if over this time, if they've made any improvements to the hardware, like they're doing with Stranger Things. Like if they realize that a certain mech was, could be better. I wonder if they've made improvements over certain things and they're just not telling us. Yeah. Meanwhile, people still wanting on their original orders. That would be pretty horrible. The guys that are still waiting on just a regular old limited edition. And they're like, "Well, we could make those, or we can make these really pretty looking red ones, or these 40th anniversary looking ones." So the US MSRP is 12,999. So UK, after you pay the export price and their distro price that you've got over there, I think you're looking at around, it's like a 3 or 4K markup for you, isn't it? Which game do I look forward to the most at Expo? Currently, I guess Elton John, because it's the only one that I haven't seen shoot. I've seen Labyrinth shoot, so I've got more knowledge on it. I've got a better idea, but I think it's just the mystical nature of not knowing anything when it comes to Elton John. I I'm really curious if we're going to be able to say the king is back. I think a lot of us, maybe including myself, that they want to see Steve Ritchie be the king again. I think that would be pretty cool. It's like this is going to be the determining factor on whether or not it was in fact Stern's, bill of materials that was holding him back from being able to do more. That's the thing. That's what this game is going to. Certain people just don't see this. They're like they don't understand how kind of a big deal this really is. when it comes to, is this going to be the make or break for Steve Ritchie? Is this going to be a game that actually sells for Jersey Jack Pinball? Whenever you go to a show and you're showing off a game that's been available to purchase since March, and they've got collector's editions in there showing up and everything, it's like, you think all these collector's editions would be sold out and at people's houses. But no, they've got them right there at the shows. I'm pretty sure you could buy the ones that are down there at the expo right now, too. Rumor is, this is just a rumor, that these prices for Elton John are going to be maybe even a little cheaper. Their prices are probably going to go down a little bit, which is a big kind of far-fetched rumor, because that is also going to speak so much volume if their prices are lower. Because if their prices are lower, guys, that means that technically the consumers won. Because that's the only way that a manufacturer is going to change their ways and what their pricing is and all that stuff, is that if they're selling. Here's hoping that's the case, because I do not see a lot of coughing up 12K for an Elton. I know. And or will it be one of those themes that you're going to be like, the theme isn't for me, but this game is amazing. It could be one of those games, guys, where you're going to have your row of games, and and people that come in your house, they're going to go, Elton John, really? And you're like, have you played it yet? I highly recommend you play it. It could be one of those. And I think secretly, a lot of you out there do like Elton John music. You just don't advertise it. You don't walk around work or sit around, talking about, hold me closer, Tony Danza, stuff like that. Rocket Man. No, no, it may be a guilty pleasure, like my wife says over there. Elton John's probably going to be a guilty pleasure, like Cher is a guilty pleasure for her. It's going to be crazy because it's going to be interesting to see how he's able to integrate his designing style with a theme like this. Whenever he's done AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, games that, and other titles like Star Trek, Star Wars, things that had to do with like speed, high momentum, high paced things. And then you're going to get Elton John. And it's like, okay, we'll see. If I could turn back time, multi ball. I can find a way. Yeah. So, is there anybody that's actually on the Stern bus right now, watching their damn phones, watching me? I'm curious. You're probably at the factory by now. I would be more inclined to go if they would allow me to record, but no photography and stuff like that's allowed. Every jackpot share gets younger. Yeah, we're gonna strike up. It's like we're just gonna have to wait and see, guys, and then if it's gonna be here the next 45 minutes and everything, then we're gonna know what. But so today, like I said, and we'll see. I might be going to Galloping Ghosts again. The wife's never been, so figured we go visit that place. I'll be hanging out with Retro Ralph and everything. I saw Todd Tucky this morning for breakfast as he was finishing up and getting ready to go to the Stern Factory tour. But yeah, just wanted to do kind of a quick video, give you an update of what's going on. I'll be walking in around noon to get a tour of the place, and if Elton John gets released here in the next hour, then I'll do another live session, and then we can go back and forth talking about it, seeing if it's something that you're gonna want. We'll see. I mean, it's this is merely just the beginning. Expo technically started like today, so we'll see how everything goes. It's like I planned on buying a lot of stuff at at the expo, probably when it comes to mods and everything like that. But with the price of everything that we've done and seen, it's like, man, it really kind of like nipped into my budget for buying mods whenever I had to spend as much money as I did on parking in certain spots. And hell, breakfast this morning was $60. All this little things here and there, $60 here, $60 there. It starts adding up pretty quick. If you want to see the top of you want to see the top of Sears Tower, what was it? It was 40 each. Was yeah, so it was 40 each for us to go to the top of a building, and then the parking afterwards was another $40, 40 or $60 or something like. Ah, it was that $60. So yeah, for us to go to the top of a damn building and get some pictures and everything, it was like $60 for parking and another, yeah, yeah. And then later on, we went downtown to Chicago and went to eat at certain places. And if you want to park, then you go into a parking garage and it's $30 an hour, basically. It's like, man, I think I need to own a parking garage in Chicago because that is where people are banking on those that drive around. Otherwise, next time, guys, I'm not driving here. I am going flying in like I usually do, and I will be Ubering. And because, man, the cost for parking, at least downtown Chicago. And that's the thing is that I think after this time, I don't really have a reason to go to downtown Chicago anymore unless it's something, strange or whatever. I don't know, but I mean, I only went down to downtown Chicago this year because the wife never been, and I was like, oh, it'll be better this time because I have a car and we can drive places and stuff. But this time around, yeah, I could see that having a car in Chicago was not the best thing. We got stuck in traffic and everything. No words for new Elvira pen, or is that a question or a statement or what? I'm not sure if you came in late and you're just now seeing it, but I've already spoke about it. I'll reiterate again for those that are coming in late. But if you're going to be purchasing an Elvira or if you want one, but I've already stated like if you laid out every version of Elvira's and you're like, Cary, which version do you want? This is the version I would want. The newest release to me is the prettiest one. Yeah, there's no denying it. I mean, because I was expecting by the name of it, like, oh, the red kiss or blood kiss edition. I was like, oh, we're gonna get some red powder coating with some sparkles and and stuff like that. And then I heard it's black and white play fields, and so when I saw this, I was surprised and I was like, oh, that actually looks pretty damn good. And it's what, 7 grand cheaper than what the 40th edition was a couple of years ago that came out. My brother Rusty's like, I saw the top of Sears Tower building for free back in 1998. Yeah. Well, you can't do that now. It's like they have found a way to monetize anything enjoyable. It's like, especially when it comes to parking, they have monetized the hell out of that. It's like, oh, you want to get out of this parking garage? Give us $60. Well, what if I don't? Well, you're gonna have to drive over these spikes. And even then, I was still worried about driving over the spikes or worried the ticket actually went through because the way the pay system is on there is just like crazy. And when we went to the Buckingham Fountain, I think there was a thing for like paying there on the side of the road, like some kind of pay system. And I was like, well, this looks pretty optional to me, and I don't see any cameras, so I ain't paying for this shit. So we literally went in there, did the pictures and walk around in the Buckingham Fountain, and then we got the hell out of there. I was like, otherwise it probably would have cost me another $30. My daughter went to college in Chicago. Geez, the money. Yeah, I'm seeing the cost, and that's the thing also is that while we were having dinner at this 50s diner, which I highly do recommend, guys. What was that place called? Ed Debevex or something like that? Let me see if I could find like a website or something of this place. Ed Debevex or something like that. Ed Debevex. Let me drop a link down here in the chat. But this place, we went and had burgers there, and it was really good. And I loved the atmosphere for it. It was the whole 50s diner motif, the signage and everything. And it's one of those places where the staff are purposefully like rude to you. Not as bad as like Dick's Last Resort. Like Dick's Last Resort is like they're like really mean to you, make you wear a hat that insults you and stuff. Whereas these people are just rude. Like, what do you want? You know, is that it or whatever? And they just kind of like walk by, throw the straws down on your table, which was fine with me. I don't like being bothered while I'm eating, anyways. Are you selling one of your pinballs to get Labyrinth? I don't know yet. I have to play the game. Looks very cool. Seeing the movie was more of a never-ending story kid. I still love Never-Ending Story. Hardy's Tours. Only 2 hours away from Chicago. I won't go anywhere near it. Something for sale there. Might as well be another country. Yeah. But yeah, Eddie Debovic's. That's where we went for. And yeah, wife had one of the best mushroom burgers she's ever had. I had just a regular old burger, and the shakes that were being brought out that looked so movie-esque. Like you've only seen it in movies, or if you lived in the 50s, then when you saw these shakes, it was like, man, that looks like what you see in the movies, kind of thing. It's awesome. Ed Deb Ed Debevix. Yeah, I can't say it right. I barely remember where the hell we went, but I recommend it for those that want a little bit of an atmospheric experience. The only thing I can give it downside wise is the music was very oscillating from one like genre to another. I really wish they would have stuck to the 50s theme, but it was going back and forth to different styles and stuff. I was like, what? That's the only thing that I can complain about. We have games in boxes, guys, when it comes to Labyrinth. That is more than we've ever had when Deep Root was going around. And the people are talking about like, I get Deep Root vibes, for multiple reasons. To an extent, I can see what you're talking about. It's located in Texas. Okay, so that's where Deep Root was located as well. They're coming out of the woodwork, and they're relatively small. But the thing is that it's drastically different between barrels of fun, as we're calling them, as they're called, and Deep Root is one. The person running it is an egotistical, narcissistic guy that's doing his thing or whatever, and he's not making promises that he's not going to keep. They're shooting for the sky with this game. For one thing, they could have easily come out as a new pinball company manufacturer and made a game that was like not licensed. Like, let's just say, for instance, Houdini. I mean, just throwing it out there. I'm not wanting to pick on a certain manufacturer or anything, but their first game could have been something like that. But they're like, no, our first game is going to be something that's pretty well known to at least, people around my age at least. And they're going to make games for it, and they're ready to go. They have got all the scopes, they've got all the parts pretty much ready to go to make at least 1,000 of these games. So much more going, and faith in this company than Deep Root, that's for damn sure. And then I'll talk to them when I get in there. Who knows? Maybe I might be able to take a tour of the factory. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. There may be some people on the team that don't like me. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm just it's just like I've legitimately had at least one person from a certain manufacturer come up to me and say, "Yeah, I don't like you." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, honesty, I respect it. So I'm not gonna sit there and be like, "Why? Why don't you like me?" But no, thank you for being honest. That's good. Let's see if we can change that. That's the difficulty with me, is that a lot of the times is that you got to get to know me. You got to talk with me one on one. I get it that I look and sound like an asshole. See, even the wife is saying that I am an asshole. So, and a lot of the times you don't get a chance to chit chat back and forth with me and stuff like that to get to know me better, realize that I'm not that bad. You play Venom Premium. I'll play Venom Premium and maybe even some Pro again at Expo. And I might even get somebody from the tournament side or even Dwight himself to walk me through the game. All right, you're like, hold my hand, tell me how to play this game. First game they had them in boxes with toppers, alt, back classes, shooter rods, everything at launch. I'm impressed. Already know it's about the quality and will the play field and max last. Yep. And like I said yesterday, guys, it is all about the quality of materials now. We're going to get that tested out this weekend to see if what they are building in these 10 games downstairs are going to be worth the 10-6. It's not going to be good. We see the games turned off and the play fields up. So it's pressure time, guys. You think the demand is there to sell 1,100 Labyrinth machines? Right now, no. I think one of the big selling points of Labyrinth is nostalgia. It's weighing on me a little bit, but I acknowledge it and understand that it's there, that what's pushing me to have interest in this is due to nostalgia. But I think this weekend's definitely going to be a test, and a lot of people might get their minds changed on whether or not they want the game one way or the other. You might have people that didn't want it, but now they do want it, and you may have people that want it, and then turns out they don't like how it plays. It is Central Time where I'm at, so it's currently 10:27 a.m. They don't like your way of criticisms of pinball, and that makes them dislike you. Not fair, really. It is what it is, man. I'd rather be disliked by the people that make the stuff because I just tell it how it is, in my opinion, than be somebody that just praises everything that gets made and promotes it. And that's what it's been like with a most recent I'm not under an NDA, but like acquisition of me, if you will, with a certain someone, is that I was like, yeah, I'm willing to help out or consult and everything, but this doesn't change the fact that I'm going to still be able to say what I want to say. You're not buying me. I will say what I want to say. And then basically we haven't spoken since. So that kind of speaks volumes to me as well. I do not like having my hands tied. Best pinball reviewer because you're honest and not bought. Any pinball company that says that they don't like you needs to fix themselves. I mean, no, I don't know of anybody that gets negative feedback goes, you know what? I really do like hearing the negative feedback. Everybody wants to hear positive feedback about something that they create, that they spend hundreds and thousands of dollars on and a lot of time, and I get it. Like it's all about scale, guys. So just for instance, if I make a video and I spend just hours editing and filming and putting it together, and I get negative feedback on it, it's just like, oh well, that sucks. Well, I can always move on to another video. It'll just be a bad video. But you got companies that spend months, 18 months typically, to make something, and then it gets put out there, and certain people crap on it. If they last, it should put some pressure on Stern to set up their game, pun intended, or a new guy in town may take sales. They are competitively priced to pressure Stern, in my opinion. We shall see. Just that right now they don't have the output. Stern is just a machine when it comes to making machines, so they can just shoot them out. If that game sucks, guess what? All right, bring out the next one. Let's get this one out. That game's no good. Okay, let's make another Elvira. Let's put a new skin on it. Let's get that one out. Consume product to be happy. That's why I'm all waiting for your review on Labyrinth before I make my. Yeah, and that's the thing. People are asking me if I put my order in. Like, no, I'm on the interested list. I am not putting down a deposit until I know for sure that this is something that I want. And judging by the gameplay of Labyrinth, as of right now, I'm I'm not leaning towards one way or the other. I'm like, we're just gonna have to wait and see. You know, you made it a bit when companies are pissed off at you and or listening to you. In other areas, I see content creators' comments go into the void. And that's the thing is that you get kind of shit on by people if you don't always bring positivity into the hobby. And that's something that a lot of things people want to focus on. Like, oh, you're not bringing positivity. Well, not everything is positive. I'm sorry, guys. I even do this for my kids that, life doesn't always suck, but there's going to be moments that do suck. There is good and bad in everything. Not everything that someone creates, not everything that a manufacturer builds is going to be great. Not to everybody, at least. You can't satisfy everybody. If a reviewer only talks good about all games, they can't be trusted. Or it's not, it's maybe they, and this is something I think a lot of people don't understand about the word shill, is that if I do talk good about something or a product, a mod, or a game or whatever, then it's like, oh, he's shilling for it. I'm only a shill on the definition terms if I benefit from what I say. Like if I promote a product or a game or whatever, and if that game sells or that whatever, and I get money for it, then I would be technically a shill. But if I'm talking good about a game or a product or a mod, and I've got no whether or not that product sells or not, doesn't make a difference to me. Then I'm not a shill. So if a distro is telling you that a game is amazing, technically that is a shill. And and bravo to the certain individual that does go, technically that is. He has apparel that says shill, 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 or just shill. So like, yeah, because technically how well that game sells, it really reflects his wallet. So it is what it is. And that's another thing, as a distro, it's difficult to speak your mind. And someone asked me yesterday if I would ever be a distro, and I was like, no, too much risk, a lot of rewards. If things are going good, though, you can really bank if it's good. But if it's bad, nope. And you're kind of like, you got to play nice with everybody. Curious to see what this new pin bar will look like. Bummer it's not on a licensed game. Do you think the market is going to shrink back after all the COVID? We are highly saturated in games right now, guys. And that's the big deal is that bringing in another manufacturer, if we're not bringing in more potential buyers and we're bringing in another manufacturer, that doesn't bode well for everybody, manufacturer wise, because then we're just basically splitting out market share. So unless the market grows, potential buyers, then everyone's going to be affected negatively by that. You think the market, okay, preach. Not everything is positive. Quote of the day, yeah. Don't set expectations. Do you think Elton John is a make or break for JJP? Not for JJP. I think it's more of a make or break for Richie. If Elton John sucks, they've got plenty of money to go. All right, on to the next game. But I think this is what's going to be a bigger make or break for Steve Ritchie in general. And I hope it does great. I do. For a couple of reasons. One, I would like to see Steve Ritchie be crowned king again. And it's about time that, Jersey Jack sells a game that people want. Getaway 3. I don't know if he's going to go diving into his previous games again. We'll see how well Elton John does. And he might be Mr. Punchy. He might be past his prime. That's why it's going to be one of those where we're just going to have to wait and see. Oh, Acker. I'm away at company function, missing everything Expo. Did you play Lab? No, I have not. Acker, I'm not allowed into the Expo until everyone else is. I got no special privileges, no VIP or anything like that. I made certain people a little upset this past 12 months, evidently. After Steve Ritchie JJP is gonna hire. Oh no! Shut up! No, they better not. Oh, and that's something that, like, even just recently, man, I really wish I would have remembered this, but someone was talking about. Oh, I think it might have been like Scott Denisi. I think he was talking about this when it comes to like design and everything. Because J-pop, the way he designs a game is that he makes basically the art and everything first. He wants it to look pretty, and then he wants to make the game. And that's basically the opposite of what every other designer does. You need to make the game and make it perfect or function correctly, and then you make it pretty. And that's why you see J-pop games like Circus Voltaire. You just look at it and it's almost a work of art. Just like, man, it looks great. And like, just he basically got the art and everything for it, and then he designed the game on top of that. Yeah, I know. It's one of those things where it's like people still don't know if Steve's got it in him yet because his past few games have been kind of. But hopefully, this is going to be the make or break because he's going to have a bigger budget to do what he wants to do, and that's a lot of times where speaking with other people in the hobby, Steve has a lot of ideas and he wants a lot of things in his game to where they just have to turn him down. Like we can't have that. It makes the game too expensive. He wants and he has big ideas for what he wants inside a game. I want this to do this and I want this. I got to do it a little more Richie. I want this to do more of this. You know, a little of a tone of voice, but he wants things in his game. He likes having mechs. He likes watching the ball do cool things as well. So fingers crossed that that's what we're going to see here in the next 20 minutes, maybe. Let's see here. Nothing yet. Trying to see if we got anything from him, but I'm guessing we'll see something here in the next 20 minutes, maybe. Hi from Sweden. We'll see a new Back to the Future soon, and from who you think? I sure need one. Yeah, that's another theme that would Back to the Future. Oh man, I would be ultra critical on a game like that. I don't know if that would ever satisfy me on what they make with it. But if Dutch makes it, then they're gonna have some good sculpts and everything. It's just gonna take forever to get it. Watch the second Labyrinth gameplay video. I don't know. Seemed pretty flat to me. It's pretty hard to know anything from these early launch videos. Yeah, the second video is better than the first video. Can we agree on that one at least? And when I say better, meaning the lighting's a little bit better. Bowen's, I guess, he seems more energetic in the second one. First one, he was. It just seemed like he was tired. I don't know. It just seemed very like this is what the game is. Here we go. This is what we're gonna do, and that may be his normal, you know, mannerisms and how he speaks and everything in all of his other videos. But I think for showing off a game for the first time, you need to be a little more energetic. Yeah, second video was much better, but it's definitely a dark game. If I do get it, I'm gonna have to strap on some Penn Stadiums. I heard BTTF is licensed with Dutch Pinball. An unlikely rumor? I wouldn't say it's unlikely, but Stern is not going to be doing Back to the Future. Some money going to the MJ Fox Foundation. It's like, man. And then there was that one time they had a rumor that it was going to be Brick to the Future. It was going to be Back to the Future, but it was going to be like the Lego based kind of version of it, which honestly might be pretty cool. I know you're thinking like Lego Back to the Future. No. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, you got to look at it from an entertaining perspective because if they do it Lego version, Brick to the Future, let's just say you gotta honestly think about it from a perspective of like, what would they be able to do with a theme like that? One, they would have all kinds of assets because it wouldn't technically be Christopher Lloyd's face and stuff like that. They may be able to get some sound snippets, or they're just going to be able to find some good voice actors to recreate them. Yeah, no, it's a Lego. Okay, maybe. Think about it. I mean, and this is my point when it comes to Labyrinth, and I was correct on it whenever I saw that there was no Jennifer Connelly. Is that their perspective on Labyrinth was that it's you going through this labyrinth, making the decisions. Because if you're playing as Jennifer Connelly, then you're basically just playing the movie, which a lot of people would probably like to do. They would love to just go through a movie and be a pinball, scene by scene, or event by event, and be totally content with that. But if you're looking at it from a game perspective, like we need this to possibly do well in tournaments, we need this to entertain people for the long run and be good on locations, all these other variables in place. It'd be good to have variations in there. Not for tournament. Tournament has to be linear. But for people at home, you need to have the variations in there. Gary, what am I most excited to see? P-dubs. Well, since we haven't really seen anything on Elton John, I think Elton John's my current one to just anticipate. But I'm looking mainly forward to playing Labyrinth to see how well it plays in person, and they're gonna have headphones available too for Labyrinth. So you're gonna be able to wear headphones, which is something I recommend that a lot of manufacturers give an option for because audio for me, and I'm sure a lot of you out there as well, is very important for a game. Very important. I mean, sometimes audio can make or break a game because you get that just that initial sound from the certain shots or things that you make, and if you don't have that tactical feeling of like, that's a nice physical shot that I just made. At least maybe you'll get a nice audio cue of it, especially in a show where you can't hear anything that's going on. Be nice to have headphones. Mods for Lego Pinball would be endless. Yeah. Cardone showed your potential new pin turned off, but looks cool. I just sold my Demolition Man and I'm waiting to pull the trigger on Labyrinth until I hear from you. Oh man. Will they allow you to film in the expo? Yes. I will be doing an initial walkthrough video because they open up here in the next hour and 15 minutes. And we'll walk around together for the first time. We're going to walk around, explore, see everything, me holding the camera up, and you're just going to get to see what I see and how I see it the first time around. And then I'll get to walk around, explore, start playing some games. Then, of course, I'm going to have to get all kinds of footage with my other camera for future videos and stuff like that. Why don't put the head on the jacks and all the machines there? Makes no sense. Oh, headset on jacks. Certain games don't have the headset option. I know Jersey Jack's got it now, and I think there's probably still a little bit of a concern of COVID, but nowhere near as much as it was. But I really do wish that they would put headphones, especially on these new games. Yeah. Yeah. It's just a matter of like them putting it on there and the public taking care of them. Why a minute, man, with your statue get to 1 or 2 hours early. We are revolting. Oh man. If you just rub someone the wrong way, there's a lot of politics in this hobby, guys. It's cracks me up. It's like you can't go in there and film early, Cary. Why? Because of this, this, and this that you did. It's just like I just laugh. I'm like, okay, all right, whatever. I'm not gonna beg you. I'm not doing that shit. Or let people use their own headsets. Yeah, they bring their own. There maybe there. Well, that's the thing is that there's a lot of games that have the head jack in the front. I think Jersey Jack has got that. Then the ability to utilize your own. Be kind of cool. Thanks for traveling to Expo and providing this coverage, Cary. Well, you're very welcome, Rum. I mean, it was a little bit of both for getting footage for everybody, as well as a little bit of a vacation and everything for the wife and I to see certain things and show her around Chicago and spend too much money on parking. $60 for breakfast. So to save some money, we're gonna be going to Walmart today, and we're gonna be buying our drinks and energy drinks and everything, and we're gonna keep them here in the hotel room because I'm not doing that every damn day. That adds up. Why am I getting? Go away, close, go away. Chicago is definitely not a place where I'm like, oh my god, you've got to go, kind of thing. It's a hit and miss, especially right now. We were downtown and we saw a quite a bit of people, like immigrants, that were on the sidewalk in front of a lot of buildings and everything, and there was a good amount of police and stuff out there at the time as well. So it's not all rainbows and gumdrops right now in downtown Chicago. And as I was telling the wife, I was like, the sun was starting to go down, and I was like, if any, I was trying to compare it to a video game. I'm like, if there's ever a time that I can compare a city to a video game, Chicago is definitely a zombie survival game, like 7 Days to Die and stuff like that. So during the daytime, you're pretty good. You can go around, collect things, and do stuff and everything, But as the sun goes down, the shit starts hitting the fan. You're gonna start seeing the zombies come out, and or basically the negatives gonna start coming out. Police are gonna start hearing a lot more sirens and stuff like that, and that's what it started to. It was like on point. I'm like, as the sun was going down, you started hearing a lot more sirens. Started getting a little creepier around downtown Chicago, and then we spent an hour in traffic just getting out of there. Oh man, I'm getting notifications here. So it looks like I'm guessing Elton John is about to release their stuff. That's what I'm getting. Let's see here. By the way, guys, I'm like running my internet off my cell phone, so I'm hoping that everything's sounding okay. Oh my God. There's no way that's my password. If that's my password, I'm going to be amazed. Oh my God, that was my password. I've evidently never logged into Facebook on this laptop, but now I have. Please spend 3 minutes on the alien topper for some of us. It looks fantastic. From what I saw in the images, yes, it does look very good, and they're all hand painted and everything. So that means they're not going to be mass produced, and they're all going to have a little bit of a different idiosyncrasies to them. Good morning, Cary. Wish I was able to join you for a pint. Yeah, I'm gonna be hydrating today, so tonight get some beers on. So nothing from Jersey Jack yet. Well, we're creeping up on it, guys. I was gonna take a break, but I guess that we can just stay on and chit chat, and then we can watch some of this Elton John footage live and see what my initial reaction is. If that's of interest to you guys, we'll see. And it's like I wonder if they're gonna release the straight down the middle footage at the same time to have the usual like 20-minute video showing the game off and everything like that. Now, this is when I wish I had like, my OBS going and everything to where I could literally bring it up on screen to show you. But when it comes to like just YouTube live, I don't have that option. It's just like you're going to record what you got going on right here. You're not going down for the reveal. When is that? I didn't think I saw it on there. Let's see here. Elton John is a crappy theme. It may be, but it might be an awesome game. Should have made Harry Potter. Well, I mean, if rumors are true, they are making a Harry Potter. Now, what version of Harry Potter is the real question? Could it be a cartoonized version? Would it be the new Showtime? I believe Showtime's got a new Harry Potter series coming out. I just I mean, you're getting a Harry Potter license, but it doesn't, and it could be Lego Harry Potter. That's the thing. It could be a Harry Potter license, but what all that license assets entail is a different story. I just never got into Harry Potter. I never did. And I watched the movies probably at, I guess, an older age, and I was going through the movies, and I was like, okay, how many movies are there of Harry Potter? Is there like seven? Like, is like six or seven? I can't remember. Might as well stay on for the EJ reveal. Yeah, I know. It's like, all right, well, could Mario Brothers be a new one coming? I tell you what, I have a list that I've made with my patrons, and going over like themes that would just bank, and uh, a couple of those titles have already been basically like actually three of the titles that licenses that would just bring in the cash have already been like listed either here or just on other stuff. But definitely like Pokemon, that's one of the ones that whether or not you're into it or not, it's we're talking about just theme in general, completely recognizable. Everyone knows what Pokemon is, whether you love it or like it or hate it or whatever, you know what it is. Like if you see the logo, the little red and white ball, or whatever, you know what it's from. It's recognizable. You know what it is. And that's the main thing is that if you know what it is, what theme is it kind of thing. So going just by that, Pokemon was definitely a theme that is worldwide not acknowledged and knowing what it is. Whether or not you know the characters and the Pokemon's names and everything, I don't know them either. The only ones I know are the ones that were in like Smash Brothers and stuff. I never got into Pokemon Red versus Blue, even though I should have at my age with the Game Boy and everything, but I just didn't. It wasn't for me. Pokemon's one of those themes. Mario is probably the number one most recognizable theme that would just print money if a company was to nail down that license. You got to think if you did the Bluetooth method, there would be some trollers that would go around just connecting their Bluetooth headsets or would forget to disconnect their Bluetooth. It would be a lot of crap that you'd have to deal with at a show for that kind of stuff. Sonic would be is one of those things where it just makes sense. Like a lot of people know who Sonic is, and he rolls into a ball and goes through loops. Did with his game, which he did a very good representation of that game. To be polished up and be, perfected. Ramps with rings. Gotta have a loop ramp somehow on a Sonic game. Yeah, and he implemented it. They couldn't do it on what's it called? Hot Wheels. Yeah, Sonic Spinball was a game on the Genesis. Yeah, and the reason why they did that was because he can turn into a ball, and it's about speed, so it just made sense. Oh, pop my back. Jeez. What was the other themes that I had? So we had Pokemon. Uh, some of my patrons on here should know what the hell they are. I've listed them off. Mario. I think Back to the Future might have been one, and Harry Potter was another one. But those are themes. Whether or not you want them, I'm just going by strictly people know what they are. Like if I was to bring up David Bowie holding the crystal ball, not everybody in the world would know what that's from. But if I bring up a question marked cube, everyone would go, that's from Mario. If I brought up a certain thing like the flux capacitor symbol or the DeLorean, everyone would know what that's from. Oh my gosh. The wife thinks a Die Hard machine would be a great idea with a Christmas theme. Thoughts on that, guys? Would you go for a Christmas themed Die Hard? Yippee ki yay! We're creeping up on 11 a.m., guys. Cary, we live near each other. If they have a deal on anything Alien Mod versus ordering, I would love it if you can grab it for me. I will Zelle if you would something possible. Dinner or beer on me. I don't know what they're gonna have to offer yet. We'll see what they got going on in there. Perfect. The Bible. That was one of the themes that Deep Root was gonna do, was a Bible one. Was it Fire and Brimstone or something like that? That was also an idea that was actually stolen from Ben Heck. K-Man's always got a lot of energy going for him. So we're gonna check. We're gonna refresh here to see if we've got any new footage from Elton John. Nothing yet. You guys try to keep me posted in case they post it and I'm not getting the notification on there, and we're gonna check it out, see what we got. Mission Impossible will be fun. Edge of Tomorrow. Edge of Tomorrow. I don't know about a pinball machine, but I like the movie. I always tend to like those movies where it's you live in the same day over and over again and you die, kind of like Groundhog Day. But another movie that not many people know about that has that same shtick. Oh, what was that one called? Let me look it up because I already forgot what the hell that movie was called. That one where it's got, man, I can't even think of the damn. I should have more coffee in me so I could able to think this stuff through. Because I can't even remember that damn actor's name or that band that he was in. I am drawing all kinds of blanks right now. Trump theme would be huge. Yeah. The one where he's manipulating his girlfriend. No, it's got that movie where it's got the guy he was on SNL. He did the D in a box. No. Did the D in the box. He was on that show, Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Why can I not think about that actor's name? And Hot Rod. It was okay, Andy Samberg. Thank you. Cheesy, crazy. So he was in a movie. Andy Samberg. He was in a movie. Palm Springs. Okay, there it is. All right. If you have not seen the movie Palm Springs, write it down, look it up. But if you are a fan of those movies where you live, then you die, then you do the day over again, it is a definite movie I recommend because it's pretty damn hilarious. Creeping up on 11. Are they gonna do it? Are they gonna do it? Any moment now. Any speculations on whether or not you feel like your guys are gonna want it? Is it the theme? It's gotta be the theme. It's the theme that's holding everybody back right now. Oh man. JD prices are too high. Well, what if they lowered their price? What do you feel like will be a fair price where you're like, you know what? I might be able to get behind this. 8K? Yeah, they're not going down that low. 10 grand, the 10 grand mark. No interest at all. Damon, there's nothing that Elton John could bring you to where you'd be like, okay, I guess I'll have to get it. Still waiting from Jersey Jack, seeing all kinds of things on the new Elvira. Even if it was cheaper, it's like, what needs to be done for you to want Elton John, guys? Is there anything that could be done to where you're like, you know what? I guess I'll have to get this game. Or is it really the theme that bad to where you're just like, you can't do it. You can't. I can't. You just cannot put a. All right, Elton John is out. Elton John is out, guys. It's up on YouTube. Here we go. 54. All right, man, I wish I could share this with you guys. It's only 2 minutes long, so I'm gonna be quiet here while I watch this, and then we'll talk about it. Everybody else can watch it too. Whoa! All right, I'm getting a little bit of hints of Data East Hook with the wire form. Okay, Elton John on a piano. His hands are moving. Okay, that's interesting. They hired a very attractive blonde in this Elton John trailer, just saying, and they got a point to where she looks you in the eyes, like, yeah, you want this. Oh my god! Not gonna lie, guys, I'm gonna sing along to it. I don't know, guys. Two different versions, collectors and platinum edition. Okay, so they've changed it up a little bit. Both of them get toppers. So from just one playthrough, who all's watched it? I'll give you a little bit more time to watch it. I've only done one playthrough so far of the video, stopped every once in a while, but I'm intrigued. I'm interested. Very good promo from Jersey Jack. Very good. Very, very good. Looks really good. They did a good job of making the game look interesting and stuff like that, even with the theme being what it is. Very good. As far as like how it plays and everything, that's something that I'm gonna have to dissect. And the straight down the middle, if they release a video, then we'll get a better idea on what that does and what the game looks like when it's being played. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to go through and freeze frame to do all this. And I could put all the work and effort in freeze framing, or I could just freaking go downstairs here in the next hour and get to really see how the game shoots. So there's no sense in me going through by frame to see how this damn thing plays. Where's the Rocket Man on the stick? I'm mainly curious to see what is going to be removed from Platinum versus Collector's Edition. What all are they taking out? Is that one of your new shirts? Okay. I've never seen you wear it. That's why I was like, what is that? I don't know yet. Where is the rock? Okay, I think it looks good, but not a theme for me. Somebody needs to come up with a Tony Danza replacement sculpt mod to replace that Tiny Dancer. I want to get the Tony Danza edition. 12K and 15K for prizes. Okay, so they've released the prices too. That's something I haven't gone through is to figure out where all the information's at. So 12 and 15K. So they didn't lower their prices. I was going to say because I was going to be surprised that they would have. Well, if things are correct here, Singes, then it's going to be a while till you get your game because evidently the games that were on the freaking production line are the ones that are at the show. CE is sold out. Whatever. So the CE adds two 10-inch LCDs on the topper. 10-inch? Oh, I was like, all right. Yeah. More visual assets. Two 10-inch monitors up there. I see that they've got the art blades on both games. Laser cut on the trim for the CE. They don't need to lower the price. People who want it are going to pay no matter what. Yeah, people who want it are going to pay, but it's one of those where if you have a game that doesn't sell very well, unless you price it high enough to counter the fact that you're not going to be selling in volume. Retro Jinko, I have not started the show yet. Show doesn't technically start for another 50 minutes for me. I'm not allowed in the show until noon. So when the main hall opens. Yeah, the piano mech looks pretty interesting. I'm definitely curious to see how it goes and plays. Locked in with distributor, I'm in. Oh, of course you are, William. Of course you are. Which one you getting? Are you getting the collector's edition? I'm sure you are. You probably called the distro and was like, "What's the most expensive game you've got? I'll buy it right now. Cash on the table." He's like, "LOL." See, I knew it. William's like, "I've got all this money. Oh my god, I'm tired of looking at it. What do I do? I'm gonna buy me another machine." He's like, "You were listening in. I was. I got it right here." Do I have a booth? Are you showing any games? No, I do not have a booth. What I don't know what the hell I would have at a booth. Be me. I don't know. No, I'm not showing any games. That's one of the big benefits of me going to Chicago Expo and any other game that's not Texas Pinball Festival is that I get to go and just do what I want. Whereas, like when I bring games to Texas, I have to kind of keep an eye on those games to make sure that they're working for the public and stuff. Just an expensive jukebox with light show. We'll see. Because his last game, Led Zeppelin, was the jukebox game. So let's hope that this is not that case. Yeah, 3K more for the CE. If you loved it, it would be a no-brainer. Yeah. Definitely want to play it. And it's one of those things like whether you like it or not, guys, I'm sure you guys watching the 2-minute trailer, you were singing along. No, I do not wear dentures. I paid for these fair and square. Believe me, I wasn't. I was singing along, damn it, in my head for sure. Did they ever fix their playfield issues? Well, I mean, it's a toss up between it being Mirko or the manufacturing line bolting things down too damn tight on clear coat that hasn't completely cured yet. So I think it was a double whammy for the Guns N' Roses issues. The wife's gonna let me put it in the living room. Happy wife, happy life. Oh man, I'm not gonna get to see the new game behind you during the LE meetings now, William. You're gonna move over your Galactic Tank Force. That's what you're gonna do. You're like, what game I am gonna put behind me is the Galactic Tank Force, so you can see that one, Cary. That's gonna be a lot of reactions to people, I think, on this game. Is like, man, it looks cool, man, it sounds good, it plays great, but the theme, it's like, damn it, might move the fathom. You're gonna run out of room, William. Eventually, you're gonna be like, crap, I'm gonna have to build onto this house. More mechs and toys this time. Yeah, it's looking really good, but I didn't expect any less from them. I knew the game was gonna be pretty. Like a part of me wants to go through the video to figure out the layout and everything, but for what I can see, it's 3 flippers, not a fan layout, so that's good. Looks like you got your pop bumpers, you got at least 2 of them that I can see. Good amount of wire forms, a couple of Vucks. Looks to be a good show. Definitely got more in it than Stern would put in. If this would have been a Stern Elton John, you would not be seeing all these. That's for damn sure. Got a half-acre backyard, plenty of room for a building. When am I heading down? Here pretty soon. I guess once the wife figures out what the hell she's gonna wear. That's another thing, is if we go again on the airplane, I'm not paying for extra luggage just so you have all your shoes. Seriously, one suitcase dedicated to shoes.
Boots are big.
Boots, whatever. Rocket ramp and a magnet is the left outlane. Sweet. All right. It's like I would love to dissect it, but I don't really need to because I'm going to get to experience it here at the shows, and I'll try to get as much footage as I can. But I think I am going to be hopping off of this so I can like take a break or whatever, and then head down there and get ready to record and show you guys what is all going on within the show. Bucky shirts all 3 days. There you go. Wife brings a fully loaded suitcase for a long weekend. Yeah, that's what it was like here. I felt bad for the guy that had to put all our luggage on the damn cart. I'm like, dude, you tipped him?
Kidding.
All right. Life pack the whole closet. Yeah. But DNR Led Zeppelin Halloween, Iron Maiden. All right, guys. Yeah, let's call it at this. As of right now, my impressions of Elton John, or what I anticipated it to look, it was going to look pretty. It looks pretty damn cool, and we'll get a better idea of how it shoots here today at some point. So, guys, stay tuned. I'll go live here, hopefully within the next 45 minutes or so, or whatever, and we'll walk around the show and see what all is available for us to play and look and spend money on. All right, guys, take it sleazy. Love you long time.